Why, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? I hope everybody's said fine and dandy. It's Tuesday evening, guys. It's about 9 o'clock here in Kentucky, and the temperature has really changed. It's about 49 degrees, and I had to bring out the heater. It's been chilly all day and windy and all that. Tonight, guys, we're going to talk about the good old days. And the good old days, what I'm talking about, back when I was a kid, and how some things has changed, and talk about some of the stuff that I grew up with, and around how things was back in 1970. Well, I started remembering things around 79, so when I was 5 years old, about 1979. Talk about that a little bit. Have you guys noticed, and maybe it's just me, but I've been seeing like movies that have been big blockbusters advertised, and I don't know where I was because I don't remember them, and they're supposed to be a great movie, and also movie stars and singers and songs that were played back in the early 2000s, I guess, and even TV shows. I'm like, where was that? Where was I? I don't remember none of it. It's like I don't know if it just didn't play on the channels that I was watching or what, but I've been noticing that a lot here lately. It's like, you know, I don't remember any of that, but who knows? Maybe I just wasn't watching TV then. But yeah, guys, I thought we'd go back to memory lane. Now, like I said, I was born 74, so I really started remembering things in 79. And like some things I remember. One is I remember before I would go to bed, I would hear the Johnny Carson theme song. I remember hearing that, and I love hearing that today because that's just such a great memory. And that here's Johnny, you know. And about 10 minutes after that, I was asleep. So yeah, a lot of things like that. Johnny Carson, and then we watched cartoons on Saturday. I mean, that was a big thing, guys. For the ones that's a little bit younger than what I am now, which half the world is. And but yeah, Saturday mornings was Saturday morning cartoons, and every channel, which we only had 13 channels, and that's if we had cable. For the longest time, we just had antenna rabbit ears, and but we would get like at least 6 channels. It was like channel 3, channel 8, channel 13, channel 8, 3, 13, and then I think channel 7 was KET or PBS. So, and then that was, we had rabbit ears till I was probably about 1982, and then we got our cable, which cable you had to pay for HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and stuff. And you would get a basic, your basic cable, but your TV only still had 13 channels. You had the little knobs that you turned, and you get 3 through 13. And but if you wanted like Cinemax and HBO and Showtime, the cable company would give you a box. And the box had like these little buttons you push. It would go from like 55, 56, all the way up. And what was crazy about those boxes, that like if you just didn't want your cable no more, and you just had it disconnected, and they would forget to take your box. Well, if you took your box and you still had your regular cable, you could still hook it up and play with HBO and stuff. They, for some reason, they couldn't block it. As long as you had that box, you would get those channels. So that didn't happen very often. They always collected their boxes. But some, you know, it's a very special occasion, maybe forget or something. But yeah, remember Saturday morning cartoons was awesome. And that's something all of us kids would really look forward to. And of course, after our cartoons, you know, we go out and ride our bicycles, which bicycles have pretty much stayed the same all these times, but the banana seats. You don't see a banana seat very much anymore. But back then, back in 79, 81, up to about 86, you seen a lot of banana seats. And then the BMX bicycle came in, and all of us boys wanted a BMX. So, and maybe some girls too. I don't know if they sold girl bikes, which I think today there ain't no such thing as girl and boy bikes. I think they call that little sway bar that we called girl bike, they called it a step through. I don't know. Back in the day, that was a girl's bike. But also, we had our Saturday morning cartoons, and you know, everything was just great. And a lot of fun. We go out and ride our bikes and stuff, and all that good stuff. So, and I remember we always had a couple dollars on me and my cousins. We rode a lot of bikes together, and we would stop and get us a pop. But back then, it wasn't plastic, guys. It was a big old glass 12-ounce Pepsi bottle. And I'm telling you, if you haven't drank a Pepsi out of a glass bottle, then you don't know what Pepsi tastes like, because that's the best tasting pop there is. It's a cold Pepsi in a glass bottle. And also, something that you don't see no more is Brock candy. I don't know what happened to the Brock candy, other than maybe too many people were stealing it. Because they had this big old display, like almost in every grocery store, they would have a display. And they would have all these different caramels and all these different fruit, like Tootsie Roll fruit things. And they had these little things, had like pineapple and strawberry and like a little white cube. Those were delicious. And the caramel, all the Brock candy was good. But what you would do, it was all in different bins, and you would take a scoop and you weigh it out, and you pay by the pound. So I don't see it no more. I mean, every once in a while on Halloween, I'll see Brock's candy corn in the package. But as far as going to the grocery store, I don't know if they do that anywhere at all anymore. But yeah, that's something I really miss, because that has some really good candy. And like I said, they may have had to close it down because a lot of people, maybe too much people taking it, because it was, you know, it was all individual pieces that you scooped up in the bag, and people would just grab them a piece and eat it and go through the store. So yeah, like we just talked about the glass bottles. Or we talked about the cartoons. And also, we had what they call penny candy. And it'd just be all different types of candy, like Chico sticks and pop bottle caps, Red Hots, lemon heads. All that stuff was considered penny candy. And you could take $1 into the gas station or the little store that you would go, and they would have a whole row of nothing but these five and dime candies. And you sit there and get you a whole bag full of sweets for nearly, you know, $1 or $2. I mean, it wasn't very expensive at all. So that's something that's pretty much gone. And then, of course, school pizzas. I don't know if the schools still make those little square pizzas or not, but you used to be able to buy those. There used to be a meat place here in the town called Layman's, and they had the best school pizzas. You know, they're just the square slabs. And I think the last person that carried those was Kroger's at one time, I think, and that was about 10 years ago. But they wasn't as good as back when I was a kid. So another thing we had a good time on, and all it was, you threw a rope up in the tree and tied you a tire, and that was a tire swing. Me and my cousins and my brother, we all had a great time on that, on tire swing. Something we also don't think about much anymore is long distance calls, guys. Back in the day, AT&T and all, well, actually it's pretty much all the cable company was, or the telephone company was AT&T, or GTE. That's what it was, GTE. And a long distance call, like you would call, like I'm in Kentucky and I would call Pennsylvania, it was like $7 a minute. Yeah, believe that. It may have been even more. It was expensive. And there's probably been a lot of heartbreak and a lot of breakups and a lot of just bad things happened because long when the bill came in and somebody ran up a $300 bill, and it wouldn't take very long, especially if you wanted to talk to psychics and stuff like that. That was big back in the 90s, these psychic calls. And, what was that, Hot Girls or Girls Gone Wild? Was that? No, that was videos. But yeah, long distance. And also our telephones, they was all on cords, so you had to drag that cord along with you. And in the 90s we had the push button, but in the 70s, early 80s, we had the one that you had to ring. You had to go ding, like that. Pretty interesting. Another big thing that was really hip to do is skating rink. I don't know if kids are still going to a skating rink anymore, but every Friday and Saturday night I would hit the skating rink, and that was such a great place. It was a great place to meet other people, and they had slow skating where you could ask the girl if they wanted to slow skate with you, and you actually met people and maybe met you a girlfriend, or it was just a good place to hang out, a good social, setting. So I don't know if there's even places like that for kids nowadays or not. I sure hope so. And also, back on the TV, do you guys remember TBS in the lineup of their shows? I remember that every day when I got out of school, Mom would have my snack or whatever set in front of the TV, and we would watch the lineup. It'd be like Leave It to Beaver, the Munsters, and then Brady Bunch and stuff like that. Which, now that I think about it, we watched a lot of TV growing up, I don't think kids watch as much make-believe stuff as we did back in the 70s and 80s and 90s as we did. We watched a lot of TV. And we also, back in, I guess it was 81, and don't hold me to that, but when Return of the Jedi came out, I went and saw that in the movies, the Star Wars. That was very neat, watching that for the first time on the big screen. So yeah. And we could talk a little bit more about some of the toys that we had back then. Do you all remember the Stompers? I've been trying to find a Stomper just set on a shelf, just for memories. And if you find one nowadays, people are asking crazy prices. I wish I really would have took care of mine when I was younger, for what kind of money they're fetching for now. But they were just a little tiny truck, 4-wheel drive, took one AA battery. And then we also, in the 80s, had the monster trucks, and they had the rubber. I think it was the first time they actually had the rubber inflatable tires, and they had a little gear shift up on top. You put it first, and then switch it second, and then it go uphill. That was needed, especially Bigfoot. We talked about the banana seats, and our little army men. We loved our little army men, and our little water sports games, and our electric football game. All those things was a big hit back then. But yeah, it's really changed a lot just the last 40 years. I like my phone and everything, and I think the technology is good, but I don't know. It seems like we're putting a lot of our life into our devices, and I really hope kids are actually going out and hanging out with each other. There's places, I don't know if there's really anywhere here in my town, which our skate rink is still open, but they're only open they're open on Saturday from like 8 to 10. That's 2 hours. Back when I was growing up, when I was younger, on Friday it started at 7 to midnight. Saturday, 7 to midnight. Sunday, noon till 8, I think. So yeah, now it's just a couple hours. So, of course, the owners have passed on now, so it's a different management. But I thought, guys, I'll bring this little short video to you. Just scroll down memory lane. And I'm not doing much right now in the shop. I'm waiting for some capacitors to finish that Zenith radio. that we was working on a couple weeks ago. The windmill seems like it's doing pretty good. I actually used a couple diodes, and that way it kind of works in for the controller that I need. But the controller will be here in a couple days, and the only thing I don't have is a dump on it. I don't have no way to dump my extra juice after the battery gets charged at about 14 volts. You know, I've got to make sure I'm watching and unplug it. And hopefully the controller that I ordered was the right one. It'll have it dump. Where mine's just a single stage, it shouldn't be too bad because it's not a 3-phase or nothing like that. So. But I just wanted to check in and tell everybody hello, and I hope everybody's doing great this week. We got a lot on our minds. I know we all do here the next couple weeks and stuff. So just try to take it easy and stay safe and stay well. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you right here, Redneck Ways. Bye, guys. Y'all have a great Wednesday, and I will see you soon.